Imagine it. February 16th, 2026. A fierce winter storm rattles your windows. Suddenly, the lights flicker and die. The hum of the refrigerator stops. The TV goes black. Silence falls, broken only by the wind. Within an hour, the cold creeps in. You pile on blankets, but the vulnerability is real. Your world, so reliant on electricity, is plunged into darkness. You realize how much you depend on things you can't control. Now let's rewind 1,000 years. Picture a Viking longhouse in a snow-swept fjord. The same wind batters its walls, but inside, a central fire glows. The air is thick with wood smoke and roasting meat. Children listen to an elder's tale. There's no panic, no shock. Just winter. Endured with ingenuity and community. The Vikings didn't just survive. They engineered a way of life for the cold. Their homes, routines and mindset were all tools against the Scandinavian winter. Survival wasn't luck. It was brilliant, time-tested design. We often see the Viking Age as brutal, but their adaptability let them thrive where we might falter. Before we step deeper into the Longhouse, consider: what would you miss first in a blackout? Share your thoughts below and keep history alive. If you want more journeys like this, subscribe. Now, let's step through the low door and discover how they built a fortress against the cold. The contrast between then and now is a lesson in resilience. The comfort we take for granted was hard-won in the past. Let's see what we can learn from their winter wisdom. Viking longhouses weren't just simple wooden halls, they were marvels of passive design. Their iconic curved walls, inspired by longships, managed winter winds with aerodynamic efficiency. Instead of resisting the wind, the bowed shape let it flow around the house, reducing drafts and stress on the frame. Vikings learned from nature how water moves around stones, how wind bends trees, and applied it to their homes. Even the low doorways were strategic, forcing you to stoop. They kept precious warm air inside. Every detail, from the shape to the entrance, was about conserving heat. Many longhouses had a double door system or vestibule, creating an airlock to keep the cold out. You'd enter a small, unheated chamber before stepping into the main hall, just like modern Arctic stations. The Vikings knew that controlling air movement was key to warmth. Their homes didn't fight the elements, they worked with them. This ancient wisdom still echoes in modern building design. The Longhouse was a fortress, not just against the cold, but against waste. Every feature was a calculated defense against winter's assault. The real genius of the Longhouse was in its walls. Forget modern insulation. Viking walls were thick, built from timber, wattle and daub, and a crucial outer layer of turf. These walls, sometimes a meter thick, acted as massive thermal batteries. The central fire's heat soaked into the dense walls by day, then radiated back at night, keeping temperatures stable. Unlike modern homes that lose heat quickly, the Longhouse stayed warm long after the fire died down. Turf, cut with roots intact, made the walls sturdy and filled with tiny air pockets. Excellent for insulation. The combination of thermal mass and trapped air slowed heat loss dramatically. The home itself became part of the heating system. This dual-action design, storing and insulating, was centuries ahead of its time. The Vikings used the earth beneath their feet to create a cozy, defensible shelter. Their approach was both simple and brilliant. The Longhouse was a living, breathing barrier against the cold. Many Viking longhouses sheltered both people and animals under one roof. A simple partition separated family from livestock, but their warmth was shared. Sleeping near cows might seem odd today, but for Vikings, it was survival. Each cow generated as much heat as a small heater. Gathered together, the animal's body heat kept the Longhouse above freezing, even when the fire was low. This symbiotic setup protected animals from predators and cold, while saving firewood for the family. The animals were wealth, food security, and a living furnace all in one. Daily chores were easier and safer indoors. The Longhouse was a microcosm of the farm. Humans and animals enduring winter together. This arrangement was efficient, practical, and essential. The warmth of the herd was as vital as the warmth of the fire. The Vikings turned necessity into ingenious design. To us, snow means disruption. To Vikings, it was a resource. Fresh snow, made of trapped air, is a superb insulator. When snow piled against turf walls, it became a free, high-performance barrier. The wind's chill was blocked, and the warmth inside was trapped more efficiently. The deeper the snow, the warmer the house felt compared to the outside. Vikings welcomed snowdrifts, knowing their homes were safer and snugger. They may have even piled snow against exposed walls on purpose. This mindset, seeing hazard as resource, was key to their survival. They harnessed winter's own elements for protection. The snow became a shield, not a threat. Surviving winter wasn't just about warmth, it was about mental resilience. The long dark months could be isolating, but Vikings filled them with purpose. Inside, families repaired tools, wove cloth, and prepared food. Constant activity kept minds sharp and spirits up. Storytelling was central. Elders shared sagas that taught values and history. These tales forged identity and belonging. Community was the greatest tool. Everyone relied on each other for help and companionship. Feasts, games, and shared work broke the monotony. The Longhouse was a place of connection as much as shelter. Together, they endured the darkness and waited for spring. Viking strategies aren't just relics, they offer lessons for today. Thermal mass, for example. Use thick curtains, let sunlight warm your floors, and choose materials that retain heat. Their approach to entryways, like vestibules, reminds us to be mindful about keeping warmth in. Small habits, like closing doors, can save energy. The Vikings valued community resilience. We can too, by connecting with neighbors and sharing resources. Their mindset of turning problems into solutions, like using snow for insulation, teaches adaptive thinking. Apply this by reusing, repairing, and making the most of what you have. True resilience isn't about having more, but being smarter with what you have. The Longhouse stands as a symbol of ingenuity and community. Their wisdom is timeless, if we choose to learn from it. We began with a blackout and found warmth in a Viking longhouse. The Vikings built homes that worked with nature, not against it. They turned livestock and snow into allies, not obstacles. Their survival was about smart design, not brute force. Our modern comforts are fragile by comparison. The Vikings' resilience was woven into daily life. Home, community, and mindset. Their story is a mirror and a guide, reminding us that true security comes from capability, not convenience. Let's share these lessons. Discuss, subscribe, and keep the flame of ancient wisdom alive. What surprised you most? Share your thoughts below. The more we learn and share, the stronger our own resilience becomes. Let's carry the lessons of the Longhouse forward, together.